What's up, guys? Welcome back to LYRE's channel. Here we discuss how to produce songs, songwriting, different tips and tricks that can be used in the studio space. So if you're not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button below and let's get straight to this video. Okay, so today, guys, I want to talk about how to edit vocals. And the first thing I want to say about this is that usually when I cut vocals for myself, if I'm singing, or for others, which is much more often in my life, I edit the vocals on the spot. I don't leave the session and then do an editing session. And the reason being is because if the artist didn't get something, if they didn't quite catch the right vibe on a vocal, or maybe something's just like too pitchy to really fix without sounding robotic, that can happen, and there's no way for me to really know that until I start scoping through the vocals. Like, I can pay attention in the room, but a lot of the times, unless I'm in there editing, I don't really know if it works. So I definitely edit during the session. So this is why what I have here is Studio One, and I have a session which is a song that I wrote and produced for myself as an artist. At the time that I'm filming this video, the song hasn't come out yet and nobody knows that I'm an artist yet. So it's kind of weird and interesting to like be filming this like so far in advance. But to get back to the point, I basically did edit this already because I was doing it as I was cutting it, recording it. So what I'm gonna do here is I'll play you a little bit of like what this sounds like, and then I'm going to go back through the takes and the raw takes and basically like redo it how I did it as I was doing it in the session.
Beauty queen, skinny jeans, didn't eat her dinner just so she could fit a dream. Drinking in compliments, but they made her hungrier with every pinch.
Okay, so yeah, that is edited for sure, you can tell. So okay, let's do this. First of all, the reason I really like Studio One is because of playlisting. If you guys follow my channel, you know that I actually mostly use Ableton for producing, and I love Studio One just for vocal production. I've actually never produced instrumentals in here, not because it isn't good or anything, it's just I'm already in Ableton. So what I do is hop to this program, to Studio One, when I need to just cut vocals. So if this was the session and if I had just sung this, the first thing I would do is go through the takes and check out like what I got. And I need to mention for sure that I do have autotune on this. I have it set to 32 retune speed, which is low-ish. It's not like the lowest it can go, like it goes down to 400, which doesn't do anything, but somewhere around here is like weird tunes, but it still lets a lot of natural artifacts slide, and that's what I want to do, because what I'm going to do after I comp this take is I'm going to Melodyne it and really tighten up the tuning.
Beauty queen, skinny jeans, didn't eat her dinner just so she could fit a dream.
Okay, so that's like a pretty good take. I didn't like some of the eat right there. And the reason also I have to say that I comp with autotune on is because if I take that off, my ear will gravitate towards tuning. Like if I sang anything even like 15 cents flat or something like that, like I will hear it, my ear will focus on that as opposed to focusing on the energy of the vocal. So it really helps me like just hear like how it was performed, like how the attack was, things like that, as opposed to just zeroing in on the tuning.
Beauty queen, skinny jeans.
Like I turned it off just to show you like that queen already, like I was like, that is so bad, like to me, you know what I mean? So I would much rather hear it with this.
Beauty queen.
And then at that point I can be like, okay, it's a little bit shorter than what I want. I can focus on other properties. So what I usually do too is, you can see like this first word, 2 words, beauty queen. I usually would just look for beauty queen first. I wouldn't listen through the whole thing, because my attention by the time it's at the end, I keep pointing like you guys can see this, but by the time it's at the end of this phrase, I've already forgotten what beauty queen sounds like. That's just like my mind. So I would probably go through, if I were comping this like for real, just through the beauty queen. See, I really like that. It's got like a nice vulnerable shake of vibrato right here in queen.
Queen.
Like I personally like that, and since this is me singing, like That's kind of all that matters, is what I like. With an artist, a lot of the times I comp it and like I let them hear it and they're like, oh, I don't like this little crack you've picked, because I pick with like my heart and my vibe, but sometimes they want something a little bit like maybe a little bit cleaner, and that's totally fine. And one thing you can always do, this is a lot of takes, this is what I would do with myself usually. I definitely get better towards the end. I kind of keep going until I'm like locked in. Like if you listen to my first takes, to me they sound just very like
beauty queen, skinny jeans.
like the rhythm on skinny is just like not right, you know what I mean? So let's say I really enjoyed this one.
Beauty queen
Stood out to me. Like I really like the length. I like that it was kind of short, that it wasn't dragging out the queen to be like queen, like, you know what I mean? Not that I did that on those, but like it just sounded like a perfect length and a perfect amount of vibrato. So the first thing I would do after that then is I would look at this take particularly, because the more natural the transitions are, the better. Yes, I can make stuff sound natural with editing, but if it's already naturally good, like the take itself, sometimes there's a magic to a take, and I always check it out first.
Skinny jeans, didn't need her dinner just so she could fit a dream.
Okay, no magic for me. Let's look at skinny jeans from other takes.
Skinny jeans.
I like that. I do like that. I like the rhythm of how skinny was said too. That's very important. I can fix rhythm in Melodyne, like insanely so, but again, I try to pick things I don't have to fix because A, I don't want to, B, like there is magic in something being natural.
Skinny jeans.
Yeah, I hate that.
Skinny jeans. Skinny jeans.
I like that. Maybe that's skinny with the crack with these jeans.
Skinny jeans.
That doesn't sound natural to me though.
Skinny jeans. Skinny jeans. Skinny jeans.
I would probably pick this, you know, and this is obviously for a video, like for real, I would probably go through all these takes and like really look at it. But for right now, for this, I do like this take, the skinny jeans.
Skinny jeans. Didn't need her dinner just so she could fit a dream.
Yeah, that's awful.
Didn't need her dinner just so she could fit a dream.
I like this and the end, like the front, the end, the eat her dinner just so she could fit that. No.
Didn't need her dinner just so she could fit a dream.
Rhythm is like off.
Didn't need her dinner just so she could fit a dream.
Really like that pocketed rhythm, but it's so pitchy, it's hard for me to like hear it.
Just so she could fit.
Ugh.
Just so she could fit a dream.
Yeah, see, like that's why I have to have autotune on, because even if it's like kind of off, not like super duper off, I just, like it messes me up. I hate it. I can't listen to it.
Didn't need her dinner just so she could fit a dream.
Okay, that's nice. Maybe this.
Didn't need her dinner just so she could fit a dream.
Actually.
Didn't need her dinner just so she could fit. Didn't need her dinner just so she could fit a dream.
Okay, a lot of the times too, you know how if you say a word like over and over and over again, like word, like after a while you're like, what am I saying? All you hear is like the sonics of it and you forget the meaning. To me, that's what happens when you play a section too many times. I always have to go back, like even before like the vocal starts, and just like cleanse my palate.
Beauty queen, skinny jeans. Didn't need her dinner just so she could fit a dream.
Okay, so now I can tell didn't eat her dinner. I don't like that. Before I was like, wait, do I like that? Do I not like? I'm not sure. And it's a lot of the times too, when you use playlists and stuff, like you end up having this like little tiny little bits of other takes. I would be very careful about that. Just cut them out, you know, keep like the natural breath. Also fade breaths out, like kind of in a little bit most of the time, because I'm, for myself especially, I'm like a gasper. I don't know why. Like it's kind of embarrassing. Like when I sing, I'm like, so I always have to like turn down my breaths or fade them in.
Didn't eat her dinner just so she could fit.
Okay, so a bit of a pop there. You have to listen for these things. You know, a lot of times too, what I do is I solo it. Right now I've got this little guitar, which is pretty sparse, but a lot of times tracks are full, even in the first verse, and things like slip by, like little imperfections of crossfades and stuff. So I double check soloed usually, but you can't like listen as easily for vibe soloed. So when I'm like vibing on it, I have to have the track.
Didn't eat her dinner just so she could fit a dream.
Okay, so that's not like awful. Like, and let's hear in solo, make sure everything's okay.
Beauty queen, skinny jeans. Didn't eat
Skinny jean. We've lost the S.
drink.
Okay, all right, so with a comp like this, I would join it, consolidate it, and I would immediately go to Melodyne. So here, you gotta put it in melodic mode when you're working on a melody like this, like a vocal, straight one instrument. And what I do is, okay, it's really easy with Melodyne to kind of get really caught up with making the notes perfect, right? Because you can like click on it and be like, okay, this is sitting at +1, that's like nice. Oh, -17, better pull it up to 0. Yeah, sometimes not. I kind of almost like to not look and just listen. A lot of the times, a little bit of an imperfection goes a long way. You know, if it sounds good, if it sounds human, dope. Like, only if it sounds like off do we need to fix it, really.
Beauty queen.
So the T, I can hear that it's off. And then I can hear that bu is like also like, okay.
Beauty queen.
And it's a little bit too soon too. I would do a bit da. See, bu. Okay, right.
Beauty queen.
All right, that's better.
Beauty queen, skinny jeans. Didn't eat
I like all that.
any jeans. Didn't eat her.
Jeans might be a little bit like they start off a little. Honestly, no. Like it does pull up, like on the pitch, like you can see here, like it goes skinny jeans, like it travels up in pitch. But again, that's being a human being. Like I always, like clients ask me a lot of the times, they're like, ooh, like did I do something wrong? What's with all these lines? And I'm like, you're a person, you didn't do anything wrong. If I straightened all these lines, you know what it's gonna sound like? A robot. It's gonna be like da 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 da, but more robotic than that. So, you know, humanity is good and vocals. Okay, I feel like Didn't Eat Her Dinner should be like more pocketed. It's a little bit like too straight for my taste. For this genre, which is like pretty heavily R&B influenced, yeah, like this, you can see like it's coming in right on the beat, and pocketed means behind the beat. So, you know, I'm gonna guesstimate here, like
Didn't eat her dinner. Didn't eat her.
yeah, again, I'm just listening with like using my ear.
Didn't eat her dinner.
Yeah, it just still sounds a little bit like, and this sounds a little flat to me too.
Didn't eat her dinner just so she could.
See the dinner, and this is one thing, this is when you have to cut vocals, because the dinner comes in too late, but the din was coming in a little bit too early. So I'm gonna try to find a middle ground here.
Didn't eat her dinner just so.
Yeah, see, that's like, I don't find that cute.
Didn't eat her dinner just so.
And maybe it's right here too.
Didn't eat her dinner just so she could fit. Didn't eat her dinner just so she.
Still sounds a little bit like,
Didn't eat her dinner just so she.
okay, a little better.
Didn't eat her dinner just so she could fit a dream. Didn't eat her dinner just so she could fit.
There's definitely something here. It's a little bit toony for me too. So I might even take down autotune just in that spot as a next step.
Didn't eat her dinner.
Here without autotune.
Didn't eat her dinner just so she could fit.
There's a little, also might have to replace dinner. I don't really like what that's doing. And that's another thing too, is like, that's what I said. This is why I comp in the session, because like if I had done that, you know, recorded this the next day, did this, I've been like, oh, I don't like that. You know, it's easy if it's with me, I just do it. But if it's an artist that lives in New York and they left, that sucks. I have to use something that I think is imperfect. So yeah, good argument for doing it on the spot in the session.
Dinner just so she could fit. Didn't eat her dinner just so she could. Didn't eat her dinner just.
It's not bad.
Dinner just so she could fit. Dinner just so she could fit it. Didn't eat her dinner just.
Don't like that.
dinner just so she
I like that.
didn't eat her dinner just so she
No, doesn't work. See, a lot of the times you have to listen to context. I hear the word, I'm like, great. Hear it in context, I'm like, not great.
didn't eat her dinner just so she
Okay, I like that one. It's a little late, so let's pull this little baby up.
didn't eat her dinner just so she
Okay, that's better. And then I created some like fades, which a lot of times I just like to start new. Like I'm just like I'm not dealing with you, okay? All your stuff, Studio One. Okay, it's a great program though. I like really love cutting vocals in there.
didn't eat her dinner just so she could
It's a little like the pocket's off, so I would probably do this.
didn't eat her
Another little consolidate. Go straight into
dinner just
Melodyne. Can I speak? I actually tried to do this video when I was recording this, and I was like, there's no way I could not focus, like explain and actually do it at the same time. So I was like, I'm gonna come back and just like show it and like focus on the video, because yeah, it's like surprisingly, well, not surprisingly, but like amazingly difficult trying to do it all at the same time.
eat her dinner just
See, it's mostly like the ner, and I can even like double check by putting the grid on like 16ths. See, it says it comes in late, but like, but I want it more pocketed.
didn't eat her dinner just so she
Maybe just like that much.
didn't eat her dinner just so she
But that kind of made it too much. Like maybe it's just the ner. And sometimes I just have to guess. Like I'd be like, what is wrong? Like why am I not liking this?
didn't eat her dinner just so she could fit a dream. Didn't eat her dinner just so she could fit. Didn't eat her dinner just so she could fit a dream.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. So, and honestly, like this, I'm making this sound like this, like it takes like so long to do one line. It doesn't really. It's more like the fact that I'm talking about it and like, you know, a lot of times too, a good reason to do the editing as you're cutting is I remember which are the takes that I liked. I'll be like, oh, like the third before last was really, really good. And most of the time I'm right, because I'm like doing it. I remember it. That's why, yeah, if I come back, I recorded this, like 3 days ago, and like Compton already, like it's in the song. Like my brain has let go of that information, which takes were the good takes. So just something to keep in mind.
Beauty queen.
One of the things I do is, I just talked about my frets a little while ago. I would turn them down like 10 dBs, like somewhere.
Beauty queen.
And this is also not like super duper compressed, like, and the top end on this isn't as cranked as like it will be in a mix, because this is like my recording session. It's a little bit like more natural vocal processing, so it can like not be fooled by the sheen. And yeah, in this, the breaths don't stand out as much as I know they will in like a final vocal change. So that's why I'm a little bit like, turn them down like a good amount.
Beauty queen.
And you can use a program like Deep Breath or something. I'm just so impatient. Like I want to hear them gone now. I don't want to like put that on. A lot of the times too, it messes with like latency. It adds like strange like latency effects to the session, and I'm just like, sometimes I put it on like at the end of a mix or something, but a lot of times I'm just so like, I'll cut the breaths out without even like thinking about it.
Beauty queen, skinny jeans, didn't eat her dinner just so she could fit a dream.
It's not bad. That dream has a little bit of a whoa.
Dream.
I can hear how like the starts pretty on the note and kind of goes up, but like I like it, you know what I mean? It's like, it's natural, it's vibrato. I enjoy it. So basically, yeah, that is how I would comp this vocal, and I would go through the whole song, and you know, I would do this kind of stuff. Like I said, when I do it in the session, a lot of the times I'm like, I don't like this part, I don't like that part. I go back and recut them, and that's why also I have like lead 1, lead 2, lead 3, lead 4. If I don't need that many tracks, it's just, you know, you can see right here, like there's stuff that's muted. It's my like original comps and takes that I just didn't think were good enough. So something to keep in mind. All right, so next thing I'm gonna show you guys editing wise is aligning vocals. So when you have a part like this where there's a lot of background vocals, there's like a whole group of background vocals, there's low octaves, there's high octaves, there's four doubles regular, like matching the lead, and then air, which is like me singing it like super airily, and then gang vocals, which is me and my partner Elli, kind of like more loose, screamy in the room, and then the low octaves of that as well. So immediately, okay, there's a lot of vocals, and this is not a necessity for every single track, for every single genre. This is like a pop R&B song. I want to hear this stuff tight as hell. Like, I want to hear the vocals match. So, and this is already edited, so I'll show it to you without the tracks. So you can just hear the vocal.
I like me better, I like me better.
I'm gonna go here actually.
Brown hair, yeah, I like her better than the girl that was perfect. I see a soul and focus growing so much better than the girl that was perfect. No shit.
All right, so first of all, the way I approach recording this is I run a loop for however many takes it takes to like get a good take. That was so many take words in one sentence. That just like tripped up my brain. I basically run it on loop. If you open up the playlist of like, let's say this double right here, you can see that I did it 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And what I do is I edit it, you know, comp it just like I would a lead. What I do is I usually don't listen to it soloed. I listen to it with the lead, and I will do this after the lead is comped and edited and like time corrected, because I want to match it as well as I can. So obviously, like, this is one that's already been comped and processed and stuff. So if you listen to it,
Looking at her round face, brown hair, yeah, I like her better than the girl that was perfect.
I cranked it up. Like, yeah, it sounds pretty good. So if I go to, oh, one more thing. The autotune, I would increase the retune speed for doubles and all of those like extra vocals. You don't want as much natural like vibe in those, at least for the genres I produce, because like you want them to be tight, you want them to be tuned. So okay, so let's just like listen and start comping here. Like, let's just pick one and start listening.
Looking at her round,
That looks bitchy, you can hear that right away. So we can go, let's see, how about this?
looking at her round face,
Okay, but at her was like not right.
looking at her round face, brown hair, yeah, I like her,
It's a little late.
yeah,
But that's also, I kind of allow myself a little bit of a leeway with timing, because I am going to correct the timing, and I'll show you guys how.
yeah, I like her,
I don't like the her, it's pitchy.
like her,
Cool.
better than the girl, better than the girl.
It's not bad. Like, a lot of times I try to, for doubles, not pick anything like the artifacts like this better, where I'm like, bleh. But also for this song, like, I like the emphasis of that fry on even like the additional vocals. So I think it's cool.
Better than,
Let's see.
better than,
I like that one though, I think, more.
better than the girl that,
Then that was like off.
than the girl that, than the girl that was perfect.
Okay, yeah, let's just go up to there. All right. And okay, so sometimes the vocals need like melodyning, they need extra pitch correction, just because maybe it's in chromatic mode and that is really, really finicky on autotune. Or sometimes maybe just like it's really low or hard. Like, let me show you this low take really quickly. Like, better than the girl that was perfect. Like, that's actually too low for me to sing. So what I did is I used Melodyne to like tune the melody, like create the melody that I wanted it to be.
Girl that was perfect.
And it sounds super like a robot, but you can't tell with like that amount of vocals, so it's totally fine.
Girl that was perfect.
Yeah, like that was,
Girl that was perfect.
yeah, it's, you know, me trying to like do it. So yeah, a lot of times, like, if it's something like that, you wanna go in and tune. Now with this double I was working on though,
Looking at her round face, brown hair, yeah,
it's okay. It's like the tuning's pretty good. I'm not somebody who's like, it has to be perfect for the doubles, because it's kind of nice if it's like a little bit different, because there's a lot of them going on and it creates thickness, right? Because that's what creates the thickness, is that it's just a tiny bit different. Like, somewhere there's a fry where there isn't on the other take, or maybe it's a little flat and then the other one's a little sharp, and then suddenly it's like color. So I'm not like a stickler for it being like super duper perfect doubles. So, but what I am a stickler for is aligning them. So I use a plugin called Vocalline. What you do is so easy. You just drag in like the take that you want it to be like. So I wanted to have the timing of this take, and then the one underneath it, the dub, is the one you're gonna process. So, and that's all you gotta do, and basically it's gonna make it timing wise like tighter with the lead.
Looking at her round face, brown hair, yeah, I like her better than the girl that was perfect.
It's pretty good. It's really good, and a lot of times I have to like consolidate it too, so just like apply the effect. But yeah, and I will apply this to everything, you know, the BGVs especially, because I want that tight background vocal.
Better than the girl that was perfect. I see it.
Yeah, sometimes I didn't do it here, but like those T's, they are aligned, but sometimes I would just cut them too, because I don't want to hear perfect.
Perfect. I see.
See, that's a little bit more like pleasing. But also, you know, when you put on this track right here, those things start getting like really unnoticeable.
Better than the girl that was perfect.
And yeah, anyway, this is my very quick tutorial on how to edit vocals in Studio One. Obviously, there must be a lot of stuff that I'm not like remembering or mentioning because it's not coming up in this particular session. So if you guys have questions, please leave them in the comment section down below. Let me know. Like, I'm always down to answer any questions you guys have. Yeah, and I hope this was helpful, and I will see you on the next video.